Find the point of intersection of two lines, 3x minus 2y equals to 1 and y equals to 2x plus 5. So it could be lines or it could be something more complicated, but whatever it is, if you're given two graphs and you want to find a point of intersection, that means you're looking for a point which satisfies both equations. In other words, you're looking for x and y that satisfies this equation and this equation. So I want x and y that satisfies this equation, and I want x and y that satisfies this equation. And such a thing is called system of equations. You have two unknowns and two equations. Usually that means you can solve it. It's not always true, but if you have two equations for two unknowns, you can solve it. If you have three unknowns, then you would need three equations. If you have four unknowns, you would need at least four equations. Okay, so given that, how do we solve it? Well, there are many methods for solving it, but I think the easiest one is to do the following. First, solve one of the equations for x or y. So if it's this, you can solve it for y as, or x as 2y plus 1, move the 2y to the other side, and you can divide by 3, and that's your x, right? And then what you can do is you can replace this x by this, and that will end up giving you an equation for y. That's how you solve it. However, I'm not going to do it for this equation because the second equation is already solved for, y, right? Y is something. So that it's a lot easier for this case to just take this solution, y is 2x plus 5, and make 2x plus 5 replace this y on the top. Okay, so we're going to plug in 2x plus 5 into y, and here's something that you should really be careful. Whenever you plug in something complicated into a variable, you first want to put a parenthesis, and then you put the 2x plus 5 in there. That's going to save you from making sign mistakes or other errors like forgetting to multiply 2. So this is very important. You first, whenever you plug in a complicated equation into a variable, first delete that variable, put a parenthesis, and only after that fill in that blank with what you're trying to plug in. Okay, now let's see why this helps us. 2 times 2x, that's negative 4x, right? Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10, and is equal to 1. 3x minus 4x, these are called like terms. 3 minus 4 is negative x. And then I can add x both sides and subtract 1 both sides, which gives you that you have negative 11 equals to positive x. And that's nice because now I have the value of x, which is negative 11. We still need to find the value of y. So what do? You plug in negative 11 in here. You get y equals to 2 times negative 11 plus 5, which gives you negative 22 plus 5, which is equal to negative 17. And therefore the answer is the point that these two lines intersect is negative 11 comma negative 17.